Hey guys, it's Courtney with GrayLaw TV. I am so excited to be back with you. It has been far too long since I've made a video for you all. And so I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do a 5-part video on the citizenship exam so that you will know everything that you need to possibly know walking into that room so you can feel comfortable and confident and get your citizenship. Another thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make an announcement at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. It's something that I've wanted to do for so long and Humberto's finally letting me do it. So stay tuned, I'm so super excited about it. So yeah, let's get started. Let's jump right on in. There are 3 parts to the citizenship exam. There is the civics test, there is the reading test, and there is the writing test. And then there's like this 4th secret part, which is that from the second you enter the room and they say to you, please state your complete name, they're testing your English. They want to make sure that when they say that to you and they ask you that question, that you actually state your complete name, right? So they're testing your English the entire time just when they're in conversation with you. So just know that going in, okay? If you're not comfortable with your English, now is a really good time to start learning, okay? Ask everyone in your life that speaks English to start speaking English to you and answer them in English, okay? It is the best way, just conversationally, to start to get comfortable. And tell them to do that even when you tell them to stop and you get frustrated with them or you're in a rush and you just want to get it over with. Even then, just from now until then, just start speaking English so that when you walk into that room with that officer, you feel really comfortable speaking English, okay? So, who has to take the civics exam and who has to do it in English? The answer is everyone. There are a few exceptions. If you are over the age of 50 and you have been a legal permanent resident for 20 years, or you're over the age of 55 and you've been a legal permanent resident for 15 years, you still have to do the civics exam, but you don't have to do it in English, okay? That's what's called the 50-20 and the 55-15 rules, okay? And so you can do the exam in your native language. Also, if you're over the age of 55 and you've been a legal permanent resident for over 20 years, you don't have to do the exam in English and you don't have to do the full exam. You can learn an abbreviated list of questions and they will choose from those. There are also exemptions for people who have medical or mental disabilities that would prevent them from learning either English or learning all the answers to those questions. They will create an exemption for you. So for everyone else, there really are 100 questions and you have to learn them. You might hear, I know what the questions were last week, or, my friend got these a couple days ago. It doesn't matter, okay? They generate new questions all the time and their computer randomly spits out 10 random questions. And it does it in a way where some of them are going to be hard and some of them are going to be easy, okay? So you really do have to know all of them. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to make it easy for you. I'm going to tell you just how to learn them. A really good way that's worked for really all of our clients is flashcards. So those are those 3x5 index cards that you can get at any drugstore, in the student supply section at CVS or whatever. And they're 3 inches by 5 inches, and you can write the question on the front and then write the answer on the back. And then that way you could put them in your purse, in your pocket. You could take them with you everywhere you go and you can quiz yourself, okay? Because all you'll see is the question on the front. Try to answer the question. Don't look at the back. I know it's tempting, but just look at the front. Try to answer the question as best you can before looking at the back. And that way you can do it whenever you have some downtime, a couple minutes here and there. And by the time you're going in for your interview, you'll feel really good and solid that you know the answers to those questions. The U.S. Citizenship Prep class will take place in 5 parts, and I will go through 20 questions each day. And so that way, if you want to, what you can do is you can pause the video, write down the question, unpause the video, turn that card over, listen to the answer, and write down the answers to the questions. So you'll have all 100 by the end of the series. And it's really good practice going through the series and then going through your flashcards. Once you get really good at the flashcards, you know, you're starting to feel more comfortable with them. It's not completely like you're drawing a blank, but you're getting some of them. Give them to a friend, to a family member to quiz you, okay? Because that's how it's gonna happen in the interview. They ask you these questions out loud and you have to give them the answer out loud. And so it's really good practice to have someone in your life go through those cards with you and read them to you and you give them the answer, okay? The officer will usually just ask the question once and then you give the answer, okay? If for any reason you don't understand the officer, sometimes, you know, the officers, a lot of them have gone through this process. They have an accent. It might be different from yours, right? And so you really need them to repeat the question. Feel free to ask them to repeat the question. Don't think anything of that. And if you really just can't understand the words that they're using, ask them to rephrase the question, okay? And they will do that. They will do it twice. They only have to do it. They only have to repeat or rephrase twice. And so for a total of 3 times asking you that question. Some officers are super cool. They'll do it, you know, 4, 5, 6 times, but they only have to do it 3 times. So you can just bank on that they'll do that, but feel free, feel comfortable to say, can you repeat the question or can you rephrase that question? And they will do that for you. Okay. Now I said all of this, I don't want any of it to scare you, right? Because the officers will ask you those 10 questions that their computer generates randomly, but you only have to get 6 right, okay? If you get 1 wrong, don't let it like stress you out and throw you off. It doesn't matter. You only have to get 6 right. They will keep asking you the questions until they get to 10. If you get the first 6 right, you're done, you're golden. And so that's what our goal is here. You're gonna walk in there, you're gonna know your stuff, you're gonna knock it out of the park, you're gonna be fine. Just the fact that you're here and you're watching this video, you're doing this course, you've got your flashcards, you've been practicing, your friends, your family have been practicing with you, you've been practicing your English if you need to, you know everything that's going to happen. You're gonna walk in with confidence and you're gonna be great. I don't want you to worry. You're gonna be just fine. You got this, okay? Got it. So for my broad picture people who like to like zoom out and know what's coming, okay, there are 6 sections to the civics exam, okay? They are history, government, the rights and responsibilities of citizenship, geography, the flag. Okay, the flag is its own section. I know you guys are like, what? The flag is its own section. We love our flag. When you get here, you'll see it's on libraries, it's at gas stations, schools, it's on private homes, it's everywhere. There's a lot of symbolism in it. People really cherish it. You'll see it everywhere. It's super cool. So yes, there is an entire section just on the flag. And then the last section is holidays. So here we go. Questions 1 through 20. The first sort of broad subject area for people who are interested in broad subject area are the principles of government, okay? So question number 1, this is the first thing you need to know, the first thing you need to write down, get your flashcards ready. Question number 1, what is the supreme law of the land? What is the supreme law of the land? Now remember, when you get in that room, they're only going to ask you once. I mean, I'm saying it twice so you can be sure to get it down, okay? They're only going to ask you once again unless you ask them to repeat it. So what is the supreme law of the land? The answer is, turn over that flashcard right on the back. The answer is the Constitution. The second question is, what does the Constitution do? What does the Constitution do? Now for this one and for some of the others, there's more than one answer that you can give. They're all right, okay? So I'm gonna give you the 3 answers you can give. Think of the one that you're most comfortable with. Write that on the back of your card. Become comfortable with that one. You don't need to know all 3. You just need to know one, okay? So the possible answers are, sets up the government. Sets up the government. The second possible answer is defines the government. Defines the government. And the third is protects the basic rights of Americans. Don't try to be a hero. Don't learn all of them. Just pick the one that you like the best, okay, of those 3, and learn that one. It's correct. You don't need to know the others. Question number 3. The idea of self-governance is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are those words? The idea of governance is in the first 3 words of the Constitution? What are those words? And the answer is we the people. We the people. Number 4, what is an amendment? What is an amendment? An amendment is a change to the Constitution. Okay, that's one correct answer. And the other answer is an addition to the Constitution. So an amendment is a change to the Constitution or an addition to the Constitution. You don't need to know both, you just need to know one. So either write down a change to the Constitution if you feel more comfortable with that, or an addition to the Constitution if you feel more comfortable with that. You just need to say one of those 2 things. Number 5, what do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution? The answer is the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights. Number 6, what is one right or freedom given by the First Amendment of the Constitution? This is another one where there's several answers. You just need to know one, right? They only ask for one. So, speech, religion, assembly, press, petition the government. That's a hard one. I wouldn't, if it were me and I were choosing, I wouldn't do that one. I would say the freedom of speech, okay? And you don't even need to say that whole phrase. You could just say speech, and that'll do it for you, okay? So it's speech, religion, assembly, press, or petition the government. Pick one, learn that one, write it on the back of your card, okay? Number 7, how many amendments does the Constitution have? How many amendments does the Constitution have? The answer is 27. 27. Number 8, what did the Declaration of Independence do? What did the Declaration of Independence do? There are 3 answers to this one that you can give, so any one of them work. It declared our independence from Great Britain. It announced our independence from Great Britain. It said that the United States was free from Great Britain. It announced our independence from Great Britain. It declared our independence from Great Britain. And it announced our freedom. It said that the United States was free from Great Britain. So you can write any one of those down. Number 9, what are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? What are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? They want you to have 2 for this one, okay? So know 2 of these 3. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Write down 2 of them, or if you're comfortable with the whole phrase, because it sort of flows. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those are the 3. You just need to know 2, okay? So write down 2, or write down the whole phrase if you're more comfortable with that. Number 10, what is freedom of religion? What is freedom of religion? The answer is, you can practice any religion or not practice a religion. You can practice any religion or not practice a religion. Number 11, what is the economic system in the United States? What is the economic system in the United States? The answer is capitalist economy or market economy. Capitalist economy or market economy. Again, you only need to know one of those. Write down whichever one sits with you better that you think you'll remember better, okay? Number 12, what is the rule of law? What is the rule of law? And there's several answers that they give for this one, okay? And any one of them is correct. The first is everyone must follow the law. Everyone must follow the law. Leaders must obey the law. Leaders must obey the law. Government must obey the law. Government must obey the law. Or the last option is no one is above the law. No one is above the law. So pick the one that flows easiest for you. Write that one down. Forget about the rest. You don't need to know. Question 13, name one branch or part of government. Name one branch or part of government. And there are 6 choices here. You just need to get one. They are the legislative branch, Congress, the executive branch, the president, the judicial branch, or the courts. You just need one. They're the legislative branch, Congress, the executive branch, the president, the judicial branch, or the courts. Question number 14. What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? There are two options for your answer here. One is separation of powers, and the other is checks and balances. Separation of powers or checks and balances. Again, you just need one. Number 15, who is in charge of the executive branch? Who is in charge of the executive branch? The answer is the president. The president. Number 16 is who makes federal laws? Who makes federal laws? There are three possible answers here. The first one is the Congress. The Congress. That is probably your best, safest, easiest answer, okay? The second answer is the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives. And the third answer is the U.S. legislature, the legislature. Number 17, what are the two parts of Congress? What are the two parts of Congress? And for this, you have to know both, okay? They are the Senate and the House. The Senate and the House. You can also say the U.S. Senate or the U.S. House of Representatives, but the short answer is the Senate and the House. Number 18, how many U.S. senators are there? How many U.S. senators are there? There are 100 senators. There are 100 senators. So the answer is 100, okay? If you want to make it really short, 100. Number 19, we elect a senator for how many years? We elect a senator for how many years? The answer is 6 years. 6 years. Number 20, who is one of your state's senators right now? Who is one of your state's senators right now? For this, you're going to have to look up the answer because there are two of them and they're different in each of the 50 states. So look up the answer. Just Google state senators and the name of your state and they'll pop up the two answers, okay? And they change from time to time. You know, every 6 years there's an election. So look it up and see who it is before you go to take your test and make sure that you know who your state's senators are. And that's it. Those are the first 20 questions, okay? So you've got the first 20 done. We are well on our way. And please join us for parts 2 through 5. And as promised, I have a really big announcement to make, which is that, you know, normally lawyers who do YouTube, you'll see usually their name and their number and their contact information there. They're usually trying to, you know, drum up some business by using YouTube as a marketing tool. We don't do that. We're just here to, you know, we started this out for fun and to sort of alleviate some of the misinformation that's out there. And so we've never put our number up and we've never put our contact information up. Our business is word of mouth. And we've always had just more business than we know what to do with, than we still do, but we have a pretty robust staff right now. So I asked Humberto if we could take 10 cases from YouTube. It's not something we've done before. And so he finally said yes. So we're going to do it. We're going to try it as an experiment. So for the first time ever, we are going to give out our telephone number and our email address. And you can give us a call Monday through Friday, Pacific Standard Time between 9 and noon, or you can email us anytime. Our phone number is 310-447-6577. 310-447-6577. And our email address is hrg@graylaw.com. hrg@graylaw.com. That's GRAYLAW.com. I'm super excited about this because I know that some of you have some real cases, some real questions, some things that are really weighing on you, and you really want good representation. So if that's you, we love to hear from you. Comment and say hi. But if you have a real immigration matter, we are a small boutique firm. We only take select cases. So if you have a real immigration matter, a case that you would like us to see through, give us a ring. And for the first 10 cases that come through that sound like we could really help you out, we'll take those, okay? This is Courtney with GrayLaw TV. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.